Good evening and welcome to today's CCAC volleyball match from Joliet, Illinois, and the Sullivan Center on the campus of the University of St. Francis. Terry Bonadonna with you for today's matchup between the Fighting Saints and the Fighting Bees. Both teams trying to get rolling in CCAC season. St. Francis comes in at 2-1 in conference. St. Ambrose looking for their first win of conference play this year. They're 0-2. Fighting Saints and the Fighting Bees take the floor. Let's introduce you to the starting lineups for today. You just met most of them. Let's go over them one more time. For St. Ambrose, it's Trinice Bonner, Mackenzie Grafton, Alexa Orozco, Haley Doucette, Kennedy Huguenin, and Ella Gatz. The libero is Kenya Diaz-Vega. For St. Francis, it's Desiree Anderson, Kaylee Sipple, Riley Hungate, Alyssa Teskey, Cadence Woodrich, and Sophie Knazer. Celeste Zavala is the libero. Two freshmen in the starting lineup today for Kara Courier's Fighting Saints. Kara Courier now in her 23rd season as head coach of the Saints, and they've had an up-and-down campaign so far. Got off to a really strong start. I guess depending on how you define start, they lost their first two. But after that, they went on to win 8 of their next 9 matches before losing 6 out of 7. They are coming off of a win in their last match, though. They went 1-3 over the weekend at the Eutectics Invitational. My favorite school nickname, I think, in the country, the Eutectics. That's neither here nor there. That's in the past. We're ready to go here. The Bees and the Saints. Not quite as fun as Eutectics. And we're underway. The Saints in brown on the right side of the screen. Bees in blue on the left, and they seed the first point of the game as Trinice Bonner can't have a good hit on it. She knocks it out of bounds along the sideline. And it makes it 1-0 St. Francis. As they get the second serve, Kaylee Sipple, the fifth-year senior from Beecher, Illinois, to do the honors. This time Bonner's able to get it over. Zavala the first to touch it for St. Francis. Tapped over by Desiree Anderson. Bonner to the back line and down for a point. Off the fingertips of the junior transfer Riley Hungate. And it's the first point of the game for St. Ambrose. They get their first serve now. Mackenzie Grafton, their star senior, transferred from Lewis University, hits it off with the right hand all the way to the back corner where Anderson is the first to touch it for St. Francis. Here's Bonner into the net and down for a St. Francis point. They reclaim the lead at 2-1. Fighting Saints fell to Viterbo University here last week. Viterbo now a top 25 team after a really strong start to conference play. Both of these teams have already succumbed once to the V-Hawks. Desiree Anderson hits it into the net. An awkward serve from Anderson ties the score at 2. St. Ambrose 5-9 overall. Again, looking for their first CCAC win under their 9th-year head coach Don Steinhauser. Big swing from Bonner. Zavala there to play it for the Saints. St. Francis comes back with Riley Hungate, and Hungate secures the point for the Fighting Saints. Good start today for Hungate. She's been involved in a couple of early scores. St. Ambrose has not been able to wrest the lead away from the Saints just yet. Here comes Willow Mueller into the game to serve. Haley Doucette sets it, and the point is brought down by Alexa Orozco. Orozco, a freshman outside hitter from Puerto Rico. She is one of 5 Puerto Ricans on the St. Ambrose roster. And Orozco came into play today averaging just under 2 kills per set. She's got one right there to tie the score 3-3. They've traded points early on. Only the first point of the game was won on the serve. It's been the defending side with every point since. Teskey hitting it over, returned by St. Ambrose. Grace Beitzel. Here's Hungate into the net. And for the first time tonight, St. Ambrose has a lead. It's 4-3. They had been trading points through the first 6. Serve belongs to Inez Marquez. Transfer from Georgetown College, originally from Portugal. That drifts on Hungate, a free ball here for the Bees. And a good block from the Saints, and that is St. Francis point. Cadence Woodrich, Alyssa Teskey up at the net. Combine on that block. They turn away Kennedy Huguenin and tie the score back up 4-all. Teskey gets the serve. 5'9" tall freshman Desiree Anderson can't receive that one the way that she wants to. So give the point to Alexa Orozco. Her second kill of the match already. St. Ambrose 5, St. Francis 4. Orozco gets the serve. From the far side, she hits it with the right hand. Back middle as Zavala receives. Hungate lofts it over the blockers. Returned the other way by Beitzel, and Beitzel is able to drop it in for another point as Desiree Anderson has had a little bit of trouble defensively early on today. Anderson is the Fighting Saints leader with 229 digs this year. In fact, she leads the team in both kills and digs. She's had a really nice campaign so far. Hasn't been able to get any digs yet in this one. High arcer for Orozco. Coming back hard the other way, that's Cadence Woodrich dropping it in for the kill. St. Ambrose had the 2-point lead. It was their largest lead, the largest lead in fact for either team in this young match. It had been a 1-point game consistently up to that point. Now 5 serving 6, it's back to 1 as Riley Hungate, the junior, serves. Blocked at the net by Woodrich. Another chance, Beitzel blocked again and out of bounds. Close call there, but Saints couldn't get the line on the block, and so the point goes to SAU. Their lead is back up to 2. Adriana Diaz comes in to serve. Teskey sets for Anderson. Good hard hit. St. Ambrose fights to get it over, and they lose that fight. Beitzel tried to keep it in the air. Mackenzie Grafton made a run for it. No dice for Grafton. Saints back to within 1. We'll see if they can tie the score here. We've been tied 4 times in the early going. Zavala serves. Grafton. Good play by Hungate on defense. Here's Anderson, a little bit behind her. Chance for Grafton once again. Punched into the air by Anderson. Nice play by her. Good set and a good finish from Beitzel. Drops it just inside the far sideline. Puts her Bees back up by 2. Grace Beitzel, second on the team in kills, but she leads the team with a .243 hitting percentage. Serve is away from Haley Doucette. Here's Anderson. A whistle prior to the hit. It is going to go to St. Francis. Saints have another chance to tie it. Sippel's serve is played awkwardly by Grafton, but the Bees are able to get it over. Tap down, and we're tied. Sophie Knazer gets the kill. Knazer has really come on strong lately in her freshman campaign, leading the team by a wide margin with a .256 hitting percentage. It's her 64th kill of the year. We're tied at 8, 5th time we've been tied today. And St. Francis is back in front. Call it an ace for Kaylee Sipple. 9-8 our score. The Saints are finally getting on a little run here. They went a long time before they scored back-to-back points. Now they can make it 3 in a row. Grafton's tipped at the net, kept alive by the Saints. Here's Anderson. And into the net from Desiree Anderson. Point to St. Ambrose. We remain close. Grafton looks to give her team the lead back. Set from Sipple for Anderson. Nice setup and a nice finish. Couldn't have drawn it up any better for the Fighting Saints. Perfect execution from Sipple and Anderson. And the Saints lead is 1, 10-9. Anderson serves it to the back line. At the net, it's Orozco, blocked right back to her. And I think we got a net violation on St. Ambrose. Doucette tried to tiptoe away from it, but she went under and onto the St. Francis side. So Ambrose is cited for the violation. And the Saints have their biggest lead so far in this match, 11-9. Grafton steps up from the back line and an easy block for the Saints. Sophie Knazer puts them ahead by 3. 4 points in a row for the Fighting Saints. Make that 3 in a row. 5 of the last 6 have belonged to St. Francis. Bonner slices it in there. Nice hit by Trinice Bonner to end that Fighting Saints run. Keep them from surpassing the halfway point in this first set. Best of 5 sets tonight, as usual. Kenya Diaz-Vega serves. Desiree Anderson gets the point. Anderson finds the soft corner on the far side and picks up another kill. She's got a few of them here. Willow Mueller back into serve for Sophie Knazer. Strong hit from Kennedy Huguenin and off the side of the arm of Desiree Anderson. Huguenin gets the point for St. Ambrose. Fighting Bees are keeping it close. They led for a little while early in this set. Saints recaptured the lead not too long ago now. 9-8 was when they took it back. They've held it ever since and have threatened to pull away a little bit, but St. Ambrose hasn't given them too much separation. Inez Marquez serves it. Teskey, back line, Grafton into the air. Here's Diaz-Vega to Orozco, and another block for the Fighting Saints. Cadence Woodrich up the net with Alyssa Teskey. Saints have been really strong at the net in this first set. Back to a 3-point game. Orozco off the back of the hand of Anderson, and the Saints get it over and down. Riley Hungate gets the point, but set up by the brilliant defensive play of Desiree Anderson, and St. Ambrose is forced to call a timeout. First timeout called by either team in the opening set. 4-point lead for the Fighting Saints is their biggest so far. 15-11 is our score, and they're fired up in the huddle on the right side of the floor. Really nice play of late from St. Francis, and none better than that last one. It looked like a sure point for St. Ambrose on a couple of good hits from the Bees, but Anderson lunged for it, laid out, just barely kept that rally alive. And then the back corner of the court was just left open by St. Ambrose. I think they thought they were done on that point. It didn't end up working out for them. So 15-11 is our score. St. Francis trying to win their second consecutive match. They swept the final match of their weekend. They lost on Saturday to Freed Hardeman and Missouri Baptist. And then on Sunday, they beat Brescia and UHSP. They won that last one pretty dominantly, 25-7, 25-17, and 25-15. So now they're trying to make it 4 consecutive sets won as they look to take the opener here. Coming out of the timeout, a good hit from Grace Beitzel. Grabs the point for the Fighting Bees and pulls them to within 3. That was a big one. Starting to get a little bit late in the opening set. You certainly don't want to go down by 5. You don't ever want to go down by 5, but it would have been a really tough hill to climb if they had here. And now it's back to a 4-point game on the service error. Serve from Riley Hungate, out of bounds. So each team now has committed a serving error in a short period of time. 13 serving 16. It'll be Adriana Diaz doing the honors. Tipped at the net, over by Alyssa Teskey, but she reached over. St. Ambrose gets the point. And just a 2-point game now. This thing certainly was never a blowout by any means, but St. Francis led by 4. They had a couple of chances to go ahead by 5. Didn't materialize. Anderson to try to make it a 3-point game, can't do it. A little bit too much air under that attack. She sends it out of bounds. 3 points in a row for the Fighting Bees, and all of a sudden, it's just a 1-point game. St. Ambrose has a chance to tie it. Teskey sets up Connolly, returned by St. Ambrose. Big hit Anderson, deflected back the other way, and we are tied. Ella Gatz up in the net with Grace Beitzel. St. Ambrose has scored 4 in a row, their best run of the game so far. Now we're knotted up at 16. We'll play the first to 9 points from here. The serve belongs to Diaz. She's been on quite a run. Hungate is able to adjust just to get that one over. Lunging play, a good dig from Teskey. And the rally stays alive. Grafton. Anderson for the Saints, blocked. Punched back into the air, but out of bounds. Make it a 5-0 run for St. Ambrose. And the Bees now lead by a point. Their biggest lead has been 2, but this is the first time they've been ahead since it was 8-7, so it's been a while. Diaz serves, out of bounds. That's how the Saints have scored their last 2 points, on serving errors against St. Ambrose. Those 2 points came a good while apart. Saints are just happy to be back on the serving side, though. Celeste Zavala, the libero today. That's on the line. A nice hit from Beitzel. St. Ambrose is back ahead, 18-17. Back and forth opening set. Neither side has been able to get a clear advantage. It looked for a little bit like St. Francis had gained control and were getting set to pull away when they were up 15-11 and then again at 16-12. But no dice. St. Ambrose has fought gamely. Taylor Connolly steps up from the back line and hits it over the back line on the other side. Timeout called by St. Francis as they now trail 19-17, matching their largest deficit of the game. St. Ambrose is on a 7-1 run. What a time for it. They have taken control, needing now just 6 points to take a 1-0 lead in today's match. Just like St. Francis, St. Ambrose won their final 3 sets the last time they played. So both teams are coming into this one following a win. In the Fighting Saints case, it was a sweep. In the Fighting Bees case, they lost the opener and then came back to win the next 3. There's been a smattering of conference action early in this season, but 3 conference games for St. Francis, 2 for St. Ambrose have been sprinkled into a heavy non-conference season. Things are starting to get serious now, though. Conference play will dominate the schedules the rest of the season. So now's a good time to start really shoring things up. Saints had won 8 of 9. And they're trying to start a streak like that again here as they get to within 1. After going 8-1 over that stretch, they're just 2-6 over their last 8 matches. Going back just under 2 weeks. Looking for the tie here. Kaylee Sipple serves. Bonner is blocked. And Bonner falls awkwardly, and she is shaken up. And she'll get some assistance from the trainer. Didn't see exactly how she came down there, but I'm assuming that is the injury. The point goes to St. Francis. They've tied the score once again. It'll be 19 all when we resume action, but Trinice Bonner went up at the net looking for the kill. And after I saw the St. Francis block, I looked back down, and she's down on the ground on the side of the net. It's a tough spot on the floor because you're right at center court. So I don't know if she came down on the stanchion that's holding up that net, or if she just came down awkwardly, but there are a lot of joints to twist as you are coming down to that area. So a tough spot for her. And so she continues to get looked at. She will have to come out of the game. And a tough time for it because Bonner is one of their most reliable players. And now they're stuck in a position where they'll be 1 down in a 1-6 situation in the opening set. So Bonner's helped off the floor. She's walking on her own right now. So we'll see if perhaps we can see her later in the match, but it seems doubtful we'll see her the rest of this first set. Kaylee Sipple serves as the Saints try to reclaim the lead. Grafton doesn't allow it. Instead, she takes the lead back for St. Ambrose. Mackenzie Grafton has her first kill of the night, team leader. Came in today averaging better than 3.5 kills per set. 16 of them in St. Ambrose's last match. Anderson blocked, kept alive. They need to get it over on this hit, and they do. That's Gatz. Here comes Anderson, blocked back the other way. And the Saints can't get it back across. St. Ambrose takes a 2-point lead. 21 serving 19 here. Another one from Grafton, too hard. Serving has been an issue for St. Ambrose in the opening set. St. Francis has taken advantage of that as they trail now by 1. You just take out the serves. St. Ambrose, you could make an argument, is dominating this first one. Well, as soon as I say that, that's second service error against the Fighting Saints. Actually, their third. The Saints have the one ace. None for St. Ambrose. That's their fourth service error of the night. Like I said, the serving is keeping the Saints in the game even as they themselves just made a mistake. They need this point, down by 1. Willow Mueller, the junior server, comes in. And Orozco knocks down the point for St. Ambrose, 23-21. So that much needed point for the Saints eluded them. And now there is very little margin for error for the home side in the opening set. St. Ambrose is trying to win their 4th consecutive set, going back the last 4 days. Sipple sets for Teskey. She lofts it over the blockers. Nicely played by Beitzel. And a good block. St. Francis keeps themselves in it, down by just a point. Big serve coming up from the freshman Alyssa Teskey. And a big hit from Riley Hungate. It drifted on Orozco, and Hungate was lying in wait to knot things up at 23. This opening set has been so close. Only fitting that it will be decided by 2 points, one way or the other. Orozco sets up set point for the Bees. Alexa Orozco, the freshman outside hitter, has played well for St. Ambrose. 4 kills for her in the opener. And now she gets to do the serving to try to make it a 1-0 St. Ambrose lead. Hungate tipped. Back to the net. Here's Beitzel. Nice sliding play made by Zavala. Taylor Connolly keeps the Saints in it. Nice effort from St. Ambrose to try to play that Connolly hit defensively, but it just wasn't going to happen. They were in a very awkward position. So Connolly gets the kill that the Saints need. And this game will end up going to at least 26. St. Francis back in front on the serve. I've talked about it throughout this opening game, how important serving has been. Timeout called by St. Ambrose. That's the second time that the Saints have gotten a point directly off of a serve. They have 3 service errors. That's not nothing, but it's a -1 for them on serves. 2 points on serves. They've lost 3, whereas St. Ambrose has lost 4, and they have no aces. So here in a 1-point game, St. Francis, again, -1 on the serves. St. Ambrose -4. So that's been a huge difference maker. 25-24. St. Ambrose has had 1 set point already. And now St. Francis will have their first set point. It has been a hard-fought battle to get the first game of the match. Riley Hungate does the serving. Beitzel tries to keep her team alive. Played on the back end by Teskey. Here's Connolly for the win. And she's got it. Come from behind win for St. Francis. They didn't have to come from too far behind. Their largest deficit was only 2, but they were down late. St. Ambrose did at one point have a set point. And St. Francis scored the final 3 to make it a 26-24 final. So they take the 1-0 lead in the match. And I'll take a break. Set number 2 coming up in just a couple of minutes on the USF Sports Network. Set number 2 coming up at St. Francis. The Fighting Saints took the opener. 26-24 was the final score. A hard-fought back-and-forth battle. Saints ended up winning by scoring the last 3 points in a row. Leaders in the opening set for the Fighting Saints, Desiree Anderson had 5 kills. Melissa Teskey had 5 assists, and Celeste Zavala had 4 digs. For St. Ambrose, 5 kills for Grace Beitzel, 7 assists for Inez Marquez, 3 digs apiece for Alexa Orozco and Kenya Diaz-Vega. How about this as far as team stats are concerned? Talked a lot about serving in that opening set, but play at the net was so big for the Fighting Saints. They had 4 blocks. Fighting Bees didn't have any. That really is not in line with their season averages. The two teams pretty similar to one another in terms of blocks over the course of the year. Kenya Diaz-Vega gets the first serve to get this second set started as the two teams have flipped sides, and the first point goes to the Fighting Saints. Good to see Trinice Bonner back out there for the Fighting Bees. They were without her for the last 10 points or so. Desiree Anderson serves. Anderson playing well so far today. That's out of bounds on the attack from Orozco. Third attacking error of the night for Orozco. And the Saints lead 2-0. So going back to the end of the first set, St. Francis has actually scored 5 consecutive points. Here's Hungates. Nice diving play by Diaz-Vega. And she bumps it over. Another good play by Diaz-Vega defensively, denying Knazer. And there's the first point for St. Ambrose. Alexa Orozco makes up for her attacking error on the last point by picking up her first kill of the second set. Credit to Kenya Diaz-Vega for keeping that rally alive twice. She had some excellent digs to keep it going. Diaz-Vega came into play today with a team leading 251 digs. That got the line inbounds, and we'll call it an ace. First of the night for St. Ambrose. Saints could have played it. They decided not to, thinking that it was going to go over the line, and it did not. So an ace for Marquez, and she'll serve a second time. Hungates deflected right back. Teskey two hands it over. Beitzel played by Sipple. Chance for Orozco, pokes it over the blockers. And we've got an illegal hit from Orozco. So the Saints are back in front 3-2 after St. Ambrose had tied it up. Here's Willow Mueller. She's come on just as the designated server tonight. Defensive specialist. Nice hit by Beitzel. Just snuck it inside the line. 6th kill of the night for Beitzel. She does not have an error attacking. So she's hitting right around 500 for the match. Sipple sets for Hungate. Blocked right back to her. For Teskey this time. Hit high into the rafters by Diaz-Vega and down for the St. Francis point. Diaz-Vega got that one a little bit higher than she wanted. It ended up hitting the ceiling. It was still in play, but it ricocheted enough off the ceiling. It diverted from its course, and that allowed it to drop cleanly. Blocked out of bounds. That's a point for Mackenzie Grafton. And Grafton pulls the Bees back within one, 4-3. Biggest lead of the night has been 4. Back in the first set, St. Francis led 15-11 and also 16-12. And then after it was 16-12, St. Ambrose scored 5 points in a row. So it has been extremely rare in this match for either side to lead by more than 2 points. Woodrich pushes it over and down. Off the hands of Orozco. Cadence Woodrich picks up the point for St. Francis. 5-4. Riley Hungate's turn to serve. Grafton blocked and down. Cadence Woodrich is fired up as she picks up another block. Woodrich had 1.5 of them in the first set. Had another half there along with Taylor Connolly. Somehow St. Ambrose gets it over, but St. Francis finds the point. Credit to Alyssa Teskey, recognized that the Bees were so discombobulated defensively previous time they touched the ball that they were able to recover and get it over, but they left a soft spot on the defense. Teskey found it right away and just forced that ball into no man's land. 7-4. Saints lead by 3, make it 4. This match is their biggest lead of the entire match so far. 8-4 as they try to take a 2-0 lead in the match. Beitzel, played by Teskey, right at the net, hit over by Woodrich. Over the blockers that time. And Connolly has to hit it over her head. Good hit by Beitzel. She's been the key player for St. Ambrose today when things are not going well. If they can set her up for a good swing, it has kept them going. Beitzel with that hit now has 7 kills. No errors attacking so far. Haley Doucette gets the serve. And Cadence Woodrich gets the point. Off the hands of Kaylee Bergschneider. Bergschneider checks back out. Sofia Pabon Velasquez is in. So Dawn Steinhauser is injecting some fresh blood on the St. Ambrose side. Players we haven't seen yet today. And that is a point for St. Francis. That was Pabon Velasquez trying to get it over. But the Saints were lying in wait. They're doubling up the Bees now, 10-5. On a 6-1 run ever since this set was tied at 4. There's a point for St. Ambrose, deflected off the fingertips of Sophie Knazer. Six serving 10, a much needed point for the Fighting Bees. Now we'll see if they can force their way back into this. Mackenzie Grafton gets the serve. Grafton has been arguably their best player all season. Quiet so far tonight, but she gets the point on the serve here. So the Saints can't get it over on 3 hits. And now an ace from Grafton. That's 2 points in a row on serves. And a big 3-0 run for St. Ambrose has pulled them back to within 2. Second ace of the set for the Fighting Bees. Teske sets for Connolly, and Taylor Connolly gets the point off a deflection at the net. Saints built a lead of as many as 5. They appeared to be in control, getting set to pull away. St. Ambrose fought back 3 points in a row. Now it's St. Francis's turn again on the serve. Kaylee Sipple. And that's down for St. Ambrose. Mackenzie Grafton notches her 3rd kill of the match. St. Ambrose trails by only 2 points as Kenya Diaz Vega goes back well behind the line to serve. Off with the right hand. Anderson knocks it in. First kill for Anderson this set after she tied for a game high with 5 of them in the opener. Battle at the net. St. Francis back on defense now. There's Orozco, tipped. Nice hit by Sipple, but good recovery from Orozco. This time Sipple sets for Knazer, and the freshman Sophie Knazer has herself a kill. St. Francis back on track. Back-to-back points for the Fighting Saints. Their lead is 1 shy of their game high. It's at 4 right now. Orozco, good hit. A nice dig on the other end, but it drifted on Zavala, and an easy cleanup for the Bees. Both sides in double digits now. Sophomore setter Inez Marquez Heads back to serve. Too hard. Serving error on Marquez. It's the Fighting Saints by a 4 spot. Here's Willow Mueller. Beitzel back to Mueller again. Punched into the air, and Mueller gets it over. Grafton can't do the same. Wasn't pretty. It's not usually how you draw it up, but the combination of Mueller and Sipple just kept that ball in the air. And then St. Ambrose tried to do the exact same thing on the other side of the floor. They couldn't. Out of bounds on the hit from Beitzel. That is Grace Beitzel's first attacking error of the day. She had been so efficient, and she still has been so efficient, but a mistake from her that time extends the St. Francis lead. Now it's at the biggest it's been all night. Tapped at the net. Huguenin gets it over. Orozco deflected out of bounds. A point for Alexa Orozco. Orozco set to serve from the near side. St. Ambrose needs a run. They're going to need it pretty soon if they want to have any chance here. To the back line, that's out of bounds, just over the line on the attack from Cadence Woodrich. Couldn't quite find that line. It was close. But a big point for the Bees. They've scored 2 in a row. Like I said, they need to go on a run. They can rattle off 5 out of 6 or 6 out of 7 here. That would be huge. Put them right back in it. That makes it a little bit tougher. A good strike from Alyssa Teskey. 17-12. Teskey set to serve. Freshman out of Mokina, Lincoln Way Central High School, just down the road. Grafton blocked into the net, and a point for St. Francis. Right off the antenna. Tough night for Grafton continues. Hasn't been a horrible night for Grafton, but not really what she's been producing lately as the Fighting Saints add to their lead with an ace. (19-12) our score. St. Francis has the lead. St. Ambrose calls timeout to try to stem the tide. Balanced attack from the Fighting Saints. 6 different players right now have 3 or more kills in the set, or in the match, I should say. Although most of them have been this set. Desiree Anderson led the way with 5 kills in the opener. She's got just 1 here in the second set, but up and down the lineup, they've been impressive. Riley Hungate was second on the team with 3 kills in the first set. None here in the second, but Alyssa Teskey has 4 to lead the team. Taylor Conley has 1. She's up to 3 overall. Sophie Knazer has 1 to get her to 3 overall. Cadence Woodrich has 3 on the night now, 2 of them in this set. So yeah, up and down. Up and down the lineup, they've gotten contributions. Saints are hitting a very impressive 409 clip in the second game. See if they can keep it up for just a few minutes more. They're just 6 points away from taking a commanding 2-0 lead. Beitzel. And a point to St. Francis on the attacking error. 8-point lead. Nice diving play made by Pabon Velasquez, but St. Ambrose has been helpless all night at the net with the big St. Francis blockers up there. Conley and Woodrich again combined to turn away the Bees. Fighting Saints really on a roll now. They've got all the momentum and a big lead. Beitzel tries to keep her team alive with a kill. (13 serving 21). Adriana Diaz comes in to serve. There's a rogue ball on the floor. Gotta get rid of that one first. Hungate deflected. Grafton hit into the net. Kept alive. Saints have one more hit, and they're able to get it over. Great defense from the Fighting Saints. Anderson, another good dig. And the Saints get the point. Cadence Woodrich finishes it off. That one, though, set up by defense all around. Every player out there for the Fighting Saints went all out just to keep that rally going. It looked like it was going to be dead a couple of times. Here's a serve from Teskey. Set for Taylor Connolly, and Connolly has her third kill of the set. The senior Connolly playing well here. Freshman Teskey has been playing really well. It's her serve right now. And looks like, well, it's going to go the other way now. Well, the official's talking to the scorer's table right now, making sure that the points are correct. I didn't see what the ruling was, why it was changed, but it is now 22-14 as opposed to a 10-point lead for the Saints. It's an 8-point game. And that keeps these slim hopes alive for the Fighting Bees. Serve goes from Haley Doucette. Anderson pokes it over. Deflected at the net, and Doucette can't recover. It's down for a St. Francis point. (23-14). So the Saints are back to 23 points. It seemed like they were there a little bit ago, but they weren't actually. And there's another block for St. Francis. They have been so strong at the net. Set point, and they will have as many as 10 of these in a row. Zavala gets the serve. Blocked again, and this time St. Ambrose recovers and gets it over. Kenya Diaz-Vega, long hit. She clears the net. Anderson a little bit behind her, but she does push it across. And that's out of bounds off of St. Ambrose. Points to the Fighting Saints, and another game to the Fighting Saints. This time they dispatch of St. Ambrose rather easily. 25-14 the score. After a slugfest in game one went 26-24. This one ends quickly. So St. Francis in the driver's seat here. They lead the match 2-0, and they find themselves just one win away from wrapping up their third conference win. I'll take a break, back in a couple of minutes with the third and potentially decisive set. St. Francis ahead 2-0. Back at it from the Sullivan Center. If the Fighting Saints have their way, we've got just one set left to play. They've taken the first two, 26-24 and then 25-14. The first one very close, back and forth. Second set, not so much. Saints dominated pretty much from start to finish, and they won it relatively easily. An update on the stats. Desiree Anderson still leads the Saints with 6 kills. Grace Beitzel and Alexa Orozco tied for the lead on St. Ambrose with 8. Kaylee Sipple has 10 assists to pace the Saints. For the Bees, it's Inez Marquez with 11. Dig leaders, 7 apiece for Alyssa Teskey and Celeste Zavala, and 7 as well for Mackenzie Grafton leads St. Ambrose. Fighting Saints have dominated in a couple of places. Their hitting percentage now 266 to 090. In fact, for St. Ambrose, if you take out the fine work of Grace Beitzel, they're hitting at a 0 rate today. The hitting percentage in the second set, how about 379 for the Saints, minus 029 for the Fighting Bees. But I think the biggest area of dominance for St. Francis has been at the net. 8 blocks for St. Ambrose, 0. And that is really surprising because their block numbers were very similar coming in. Saints right around 1.4 per set. Bees about 1.2 per set. So far in this match, 4 blocks per set for the Saints, 0 for the Fighting Bees. Desiree Anderson will get us started with a serve to open up the third, with the Saints leading 2-0. Kaylee Sipple pushes it to the back line. St. Ambrose returns it and takes a 1-0 lead on the hit from Kylie Brocious. First kill of the game for Brocious. First time Brocious has been on the floor today. She immediately heads out so that Inez Marquez can come in and serve. Anderson gets it over the net and tapped down for the point by C.J. Starkey. Sophomore outside hitter from Mequon, Wisconsin for St. Ambrose. An easy point for her after the ball drifted on Anderson. Dawn Steinhauser has emptied the bench to open up this third set. It's worked out nicely. Starkey and Brocious have the first 2 points of this set. Neither of them appeared in the first 2. Teskey gets the Fighting Saints back on the board. 5th kill tonight for Alyssa Teskey. 1 serving 2 as Willow Mueller checks back in. Orozco to the back line and Mueller. Here's Grafton stepping up. Returned by the Saints. Hungates. Nice diving play by Diaz Vega. Another chance for Teskey, but Grafton gets the dig. Teskey knocks it in. Good cleanup from Teskey with the left hand. One of the better rallies we've seen all night. And it ends with St. Francis getting the point and tying the score again, 2-all. It's a point for St. Ambrose as the Saints block it into the net. Bees have taken an early lead here. It's a close one, but they have not let St. Francis surpass them throughout the first 5 points of this third set after Saints led pretty much wire to wire. We were very briefly tied at the beginning of that second set, but after it was 4-4, Saints pulled away. It was never close after. Teskey goes soft. Beitzel plays it for the Bees. Grafton on the back line, Zavala. Free ball for the Saints. Sipple sets. Blocked back the other way by the Bees. Another chance for Teskey. And another chance for Grafton. Another good rally. And the last two really good rallies have both ended with Alyssa Teskey hits, but one of them was a kill, that time an attacking error. St. Ambrose takes a 4-2 lead. This match is the largest lead they've had today. They led by 2 on several occasions in the first set, but weren't able to hold any of those leads. Never led in the second set. Anderson pulls back to within 1. So the trend holds for St. Ambrose. They just can't build that lead up to 3. .59 setter Alyssa Teskey serves. Off the basketball rim, still alive. Hungate taps it over. Beitzel into the net and a point for St. Francis. Knotted up at 4. Second time we've been tied. They've been going back and forth. St. Ambrose scored the first 2. St. Francis took the next 2. 2 for St. Ambrose, 2 for St. Francis. Hit over by Anderson. Here come the Bees. Grafton pushes to the backside. Big hit from Connolly. Nice return from Grafton. Here's Hungates. Out of bounds. It was close. Saints appealed to the officials, but out of bounds is the call. St. Ambrose still has not trailed in the third set. And if form holds, this will be another point for St. Ambrose. They just keep trading 2s. It'll be St. Ambrose serve, but first there is a wet spot on the floor. Safety first, you know. So Desiree Anderson will wipe it up right around the net. Before we resume play, Kenya Diaz-Vega will get the serve. Diaz-Vega, 5th-year senior who transferred over from Judson. Originally from Puerto Rico. As I mentioned before, this team has 5 Puerto Ricans on it. Most of them are young, a lot of freshmen and sophomores, but Kenya Diaz-Vega is the one veteran. Most of the roster comes from Illinois, but then there's 1 from Portugal and 5 from Puerto Rico. Grafton blocked, right back to Kenya Diaz-Vega. Grafton again. And this time it drops in for a point. Sure enough, 2 in a row for St. Ambrose. There have been 10 total points in this set, and it's been 5 runs of 2 points in a row. Alyssa Teskey does some wiping of the floor. I don't know if that's the same wet spot or if it's a different one. I would guess a different one. It was right where the dive occurred. Grafton has played well here in the third set, and now it's a 3-point lead for St. Ambrose. So they've scored 3 in a row. They break a couple of trends. They end that back and forth 2-point runs stretch we've been on. And they also take their biggest lead of the night. So often they were ahead by 2 and never were able to stretch to 3. Now they have. Hungate tries to make it 2 again, and does. Nicely done, Riley Hungate. In her first year in the St. Francis program, Hungate transferred from William Penn University. Came back home after growing up in Joliet. An ace for St. Francis off the side of the hand of Alexa Orozco. Celeste Zavala, or excuse me, Riley Hungate gets the point for St. Francis. Hungate came in with 14 aces this year. She's got 15 now. She's got 16 now. We're tied at 7. She actually got 18 aces now. She had 2 earlier in the night. Hungate has at least 1 ace, in fact, in every set this evening. St. Ambrose reclaims the lead. Grace Beitzel gets the kill. Beitzel remains the most effective offensive player today for St. Ambrose. 9 kills to lead the team, to lead both teams, in fact. And a .273 hitting percentage tonight. St. Ambrose back in front. Again, they have not trailed in this third set. Anderson kills it for the Fighting Saints. We're tied for the 4th time. But the Saints haven't led. It is now the time that that changes. It is a St. Francis lead on an illegal hit from Kylie Brocious. (9-8) Fighting Saints. And now we're tied again. So a lot of aces tonight for the Saints, but that time a mistake on the serve. Trying to get the point back. They do. St. Ambrose not able to handle it at the net there. The illegal touch puts the Fighting Saints back ahead. 10 serving 9. Kaylee Sipple sends it away. Anderson slices it out of bounds. We're knotted up. Ten all. St. Francis 15 points away from victory. St. Ambrose 15 points away from staving off elimination. Grafton played on the back line by Zavala. Here's Teskey, tipped, deflected to the back line. Orozco. Here's a chance for Anderson, and a kill for Anderson. St. Francis 11-10. Anderson grazes the top of the net on the serve. A battle at the net. It's won by St. Francis. The ball had reached their side. St. Ambrose played it illegally. And the Fighting Saints, for the first time in the third set, have a multi-point advantage. That time, St. Francis is unable to come up with the block. They had Knazer and Hungate at the net, but St. Ambrose comes away with the point. 11 serving 12 here. Serve goes to Inez Marquez. Knazer, the freshman, grabs herself another point. Knazer came into tonight with 79 points in 49 sets played. She's enjoying another fine performance today. And another point for St. Francis off of a serve. Those have been plentiful today as they extend the lead to 14-11. 7 aces in the match. 3 of them have come in this third set. Beitzel drops it just in front of Willow Mueller. St. Ambrose is within 2. Here's Adriana Diaz, the sophomore, to serve. Anderson, big swing, returned by Orozco. Another chance for the Saints. It's Hungate finding the soft spot in between Diaz and Diaz-Vega. (15-12). St. Francis seems to have taken control. Still a relatively close game, though. And Beitzel makes it even closer. She's in double-digit kills now. The only player on either side who can make that claim. 13 serving 15. It's Diaz-Vega. Taylor Connolly is blocked. Ella Gatz and Grace Beitzel in on what will go as the first block of the night for St. Ambrose. And they're down by only 1. Connolly out of bounds. We're tied. Well, we've been tied 7 times now, but it's the first time since it was 10-all. It felt like St. Francis had taken momentum potentially for good. St. Ambrose didn't let that happen, although the Saints do get the lead back thanks to the swing from Riley Hungate. (16 serving 15). Deflected at the net. Another chance at the net. Woodrich has her hit returned. Zavala knocks it off the back wall, out of bounds. We're knotted up at 16. The Bees haven't led since it was 8-7. Can they change that now? As they try to keep themselves alive in this best-of-5 match, trailing 2-0. Good serve from Haley Doucette, and it does launch St. Ambrose back in front of the Fighting Saints, 17-16. Five of the last 6 points have been scored by the Bees. And Anderson makes it 5 out of 7. 10th kill of the night for Anderson as she becomes the first Fighting Saint in double figures. Zavala serves from the center. Nice hit by Mackenzie Grafton, just out of the reach of Riley Hungate. St. Ambrose in front. 18-17 our score. And now getting late. This one has shaped up very similarly to the opening set. That was back and forth, close all the way. And finally won by the Fighting Saints 26-24. Good dig by Diaz-Vega, but the Saints come out on top on Taylor Connolly's hit at the net. 10th time we've been tied in this set. The second set was the outlier. St. Francis dominated that all the way through. But the 2 other ones have been like this, very, very close. For the lead, Orozco pushes it to the back line. Now the Saints trying for the lead. Here's Grafton, back to Zavala. A chance for Teskey. Good dig by Grafton. Orozco whacks it out of bounds. St. Francis is back in front. They've led more often than not in this third set. Hoping not to lose it again, but a tough hit from St. Ambrose. Drops out of bounds, and St. Francis gets the point. Timeout called by the Fighting Bees, now trailing 20-18. 2-point lead is never a big one, but at this stage of the set, 2-point deficit feels mighty big and something that St. Ambrose is well aware of as they talk things over on the sideline. 12 kills for Grace Beitzel. Lead all scorers tonight. She also leads everybody with 13 total points. Desiree Anderson has 10 kills for the Fighting Saints. Anderson, right on her season averages. She averages about 2.8 kills per set. She's a little better than that today, 3.1 kills per set today. Her 160 hitting percentage for the match today is right around her season average of 167. Riley Hungate is the points leader for the Saints. She's got just the 7 kills, but she's got 4 aces. Part of a block as well, 11.5 total points for her. That is out of bounds, just barely. Just barely out on the serve from Kaylee Sipple. And St. Ambrose pulls back to within 1. Kaylee Bergschneider into serve. Bergschneider gets a touch here. Orozco. Anderson looking for her 11th kill. It's returned out of bounds. And the Saints lead by a deuce. Big point for St. Francis, preventing the tie at 20. Of course, you have to win by 2, either side. Sipple sets for Hungates, plays it soft. Cross court and out of bounds, no deflection on the hit from Kylie Brocious. Saints have matched their largest lead of the set. And now at a juncture where they can come darn close to putting St. Ambrose away with another point. It'll take them just 3 points to put them away officially. Here's Teskey into the net. And St. Ambrose is still alive. Down by 2. They still have their backs up against the wall, but they're in it. Quick chat before the serve between Inez Marquez and the official. Looks like it's about her bracelet. And sure enough, she's going to be asked to take her bracelet off. I haven't been watching all that closely. I imagine she didn't just put that bracelet on, so I don't know why it's become an issue now. It hasn't been all match, but it's off. We're ready to go. Marquez approaches the line for the serve and nails it out of bounds. It's a tough one. Serving has been a bit of an issue for St. Ambrose throughout this match. More so in the first set than any other time. This is a bad point in the match for those serving troubles to rear their ugly head again. Hit up off the ceiling by Anderson, and the ceiling was enough to deflect it out of the reach of Willow Mueller. 2-point game. Serve coming from Alexa Orozco. Teske deflected by Orozco, out of bounds. Match point for the Fighting Saints. Alyssa Teske has been really good all night. And it's her 7th kill. That sets up match point. Now she can finish it off on the serve. Diving play by Anderson, but St. Ambrose doesn't let that end it. Kennedy Huguenin was waiting at the net after that great hit by Anderson to finish the point. 22 serving 24. St. Francis still in control. The Bees need at least 2 points in a row here. Well, 3 points in a row overall, but 2 more. Kenya Diaz-Vega serves. Off the antenna, that's a St. Francis point, and that's a St. Francis win. 25-22, the final score. They wrap this one up in 3 straight sets as they take care of St. Ambrose. 26-24, 25-14, and now in the finale, 25-22. St. Ambrose fought gamely, certainly in 2 of the 3 sets, but couldn't make the big plays when they needed to, so they remain winless in conference play. 0-3. St. Francis improves to 3-1 in the CCAC so far this year, and they remain above 500 overall. They're 11-9. St. Ambrose falls to 5-10. Look at some of the stats from today's match. Desiree Anderson led the Fighting Saints with 11 kills tonight. They also got really good work out of Riley Hungate and Alyssa Teske, who each had 7 kills. Hungate also had 4 aces, finished with 11.5 points tonight. Celeste Zavala led the team with 14 digs. Kaylee Sipple and Alyssa Teske each had 15 assists to put themselves at the top of the team list. For St. Ambrose, Grace Beitzel had 12 kills, a .360 hitting percentage, 18 assists for Inez Marquez. They had 10 digs apiece from Kenya Diaz-Vega and Mackenzie Grafton. Grafton had 5 attacking errors tonight and hit a 0%. A little bit uncharacteristic of her. She has been arguably the best offensive player all season for St. Ambrose, but it really just wasn't there for her tonight. 17, or I should say parts of 17 blocks for the Fighting Saints tonight. They finished with 9 blocks total in the match. St. Ambrose finished with just 1. Hitting percentage .245 for the Saints, .112 for St. Ambrose. So there were a number of areas throughout this match that were controlled by St. Francis, and looking at some of the stats, the final result was not a huge surprise for the home team. So the Fighting Saints, as I said, improved to 11-9 overall on the season. They are now 3-1 in conference. A really good start to conference play for St. Francis. St. Ambrose is going to have to dig themselves out of a hole. The Bees are now 5-10 overall, 0-3 in conference play. Overall, St. Francis 56 points tonight. St. Ambrose 39. If you add up the players' totals, the Fighting Saints control it from start to finish, never trailed by more than 3 in any one of the 3 sets. One final time, 26-24, 25-14, 25-22, the final in favor of the Fighting Saints. They win this one, and that'll do it for today's broadcast. The St. Francis improves to 3-1 in CCAC play. Until next time, Terry Bonadonna signing off from the University of St. Francis. Enjoy the rest of your night.